Camellia, who this drama is really about, also had taken a lot of inspiration from another Tower of Fantasy character, Umi to be precise. As you can see, they share similar concepts, motifs, colors.
That one got nuked from Reddit already, apparently because of misinfo or something like that. Not too deep in there, just saw it recently. I know, man, I know. We're just digging up literal misinformation to try and keep attacking the game. The very person that his whole genesis is defending a game from misinformation and just blatant hatred. Man.
How about instead of me making another analogy, we just take a look at the visuals? Yeah, I think the visuals are gonna. I think the visuals.
If he brings Twitch tracker, I think we're gonna have to call it a day.
They're gonna do a way better job than I can.
Yeah, like the dude from the Matrix.
Yeah. All right. Okay. I'll be honest, chat. I don't even know if I want to continue anymore. What is the average active player on Steam for a game to be considered alive and well? Okay, and an alive and well Steam game generally needs at least 1,000 to 5,000 concurrent players. This number ensures fast matchmaking, active communities, and steady developer support. It's doing totally fine, dude. It's like almost a third of WUWA's current active players. He doesn't even play the game. How would he know? Bro, you don't even play the game anymore. True. You don't even play the game anymore. Like, you didn't even talk about the fact that you can choose which unlock you can activate in your characters. Like, why are you talking about some stuff like you don't even know about anymore? Like, we're just hating for the sake of hate farming. Like, I'll be honest, man. Like, we keep circling back to it. It's just business, man. Like, it's just business. What is this? What is this? What the fuck? Bro, what is this? Y'all didn't tell me I was pulling up to a middle schooler's, I don't know what the hell this is. This their graduation or something? The hell is going on? Like, we are not farming aura out here with this type of bullshit. I don't know how many times I started the video by saying, the 50-50. Apparently, we have a new video about the 50-50 somewhat being better than guarantee somehow, because people are trying to demonize the fact that NTE has guarantee somehow because their games still haven't got no guarantee. I think that's all. It has to be jealousy. That's the only logical explanation as to why people are willing to act so not smart for towards the 50-50 guarantee discussion, because I feel like it's an important discussion, because we've seen this with True Evil. There was a I know, right? Because this video from True Evil where he said, typically when I see guarantee, there's like a catch about the gacha system. And you know what? That's fair, right? But that's not necessarily the case with NTE. I feel like NTE still respects the Hoyo formula that we know and simply made it better by not making it have a 50-50. And also, more importantly, they have made the casino where polls can actually be fun now, which I think is a huge W. Now, again, recently we are seeing a lot more NTE hate happening in this space, and it is unfortunately spearheaded by the community that should know better about what it's like to simply try to enjoy something and have a community just coming at you for just sitting there having a good time. And that is, of course, the Kurubot side of the Wuthering Waves community. Do notice I said the Kurubot side, because the WUWA community in general, majorly speaking, simply do not behave the way these people behave. All right, do not let this negativity corrupt the way you look at the community. These are special cases. All right, so just treat them as such. Now, the moment we mention Kurubots and Kurubots being mad at something, it's very hard for that sentiment to not be used by a particular someone we know and love over here in the channel. And that is, of course, Good old Satan test. Back at it again with the cost of NTE's 50/50, saying that this is a scam. So no 50/50 is a scam now. That is a brave take. I really think only a masochist would hate on no 50/50. Well, apparently they're trying to reason that NTE is forced to not have a 50/50 because the game is somewhat poorer in quality or something. Because here's the thing. For Kudu bots, I understand why they will think this way, because Wuthering Waves is clearly a more polished game, right? A more graphically demanding, etc. However, for people that are migrating from Genshin Impact to NTE, this is a clear improvement, hands down. So not everybody is going to see things the way they do. And as someone like myself, and I feel like normal Wuthering Waves players that are playing NTE coming from Wuthering Waves, it's just a small, like the difference is not that big. You can tell sometimes, especially in cutscenes, because they still require a little bit of polish. That's a big complaint NTE players have towards NTE right now, but that'll get fixed with time, just like with Wuthering Waves. Wuthering Waves at the start wasn't really the best in terms of polishing their cutscenes, but now look at them. And we expect NTE to simply do the same. And considering how NTE has been doing business recently, I would say devs are listening, and I feel like we're in good hands. So I don't know why they're just complaining, really. Saying just reaching for content because Wu is dry right now. It doesn't even seem like his heart is in it for NTE. Exactly. Yo, Jay, my man, thank you for that. Game is game. Like, we can all tell Saint, this isn't personal for Saint. Like, it's just all business. There's a clear degree of consensus in the Kudu bots community against NTE, and especially since the Camellia thing, and he's just simply rage farming, capitalizing on what some people are thinking online, and that's pretty much it. Because if we go over here to dislike ratio, it's still looking the same. Like, he keeps getting like these 50% dislikes. It's super bad. Like, Jesus Christ. But anyway, let's see what the hell's going on. If you enjoy this type of content, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell to not miss any updates.
I guess I better go subscribe to VXV Gacha.
According to an actual investor thesis, NTE has no 50/50. 100% it doesn't. But they're making it so that players are heavily encouraged towards 1+1 or 2+1 investment levels, meaning you gotta get a dupe for them because they're making it so that their kit just doesn't function. That's
What? Who lied to you? What? Who the hell? What character? Besides Shinku, of course, because she's waifu bait. Who? Who? Okay, we've seen Zanko recently. Zanko, through dupes, becomes a DPS if you want to, but she can act like a true support for Lacrimosa, which is, I think, what she's intended to do. So, no. Here's the thing. One might argue. Here's the real reason why I think this makes us want to get dupes. You ready? Because it's no 50/50, you can be more inclined to try and get dupes, but most importantly, I get to choose which awakening to unlock. And I get to deactivate it too. A lot of people are not talking about that when they talk about copies in NTE. Because NTE has solved a huge problem. Just not a lot of people are giving it credit. But I'll be honest, I'm more incentivized to want to get a copy and a dupe because it gives me so much freedom when it comes to how I go about my character and swap it around. Exactly. For example, Hattori. I love Hattori's dupe. If I'm going against a solo monster, she has awakenings that are more suited to those. And if I'm going against, a whole bunch of monsters, there are other dupes. So activating one over the other, depending on the situation, is something that you can do and is actually encouraged. That's something unique to NTE right now. And I freaking love that stuff.
C1 and C2. They're making it mandatory for the character to not feel like shit to play. And that's the...
This applies to Shinku, though. That's what I heard. This applies to Shinku. A lot of people are saying that about Shinku. But besides Shinku, which is always gonna... I feel like gacha typically always have that one waifu bait, just whale bait character. Like, you typically always see it. And people, guess what they do? They just ignore that character, especially when she gets mocked the next patch. Like, Jesus Christ. Shinku was done so bad. She was such a skip character. I'm so happy I just skipped her. In that context, what is C1, C2, and C6 if it's interchangeable? Exactly. Basically, they're all basically the same. Like all of them, but some of them are clearly more powerful than the others. You can tell. Like E5 or 6, they typically tend to be stronger, but you just get to choose around them. But yeah, considering the lingo you're using, I see what you mean. They don't have E1 or E6, right? It's they're awakenings, but they're still, because it's like at the spot number 5, they call it's E5. You know what I mean? All right, so let's continue. Ayo, you can't play Zani without Phoebe, Amy Fusion without Denia, and Hayuki in her team with her team. So yeah, for example, that's also something that gachas do.
Of not having a 50-50. Not to mention the fact they're saying some shit over here about how the drop rate is roughly half of Mihoyo's system. Yeah, you need to get a dupe of the character because they really don't want you to hoard resources indefinitely. So they make S6 bad, they make C1 and C2 feel like must pulls, and so you gotta get 2 copies of every character on each release. House always wins, and that's the cost of a 50-50, but you'll have grifters like this telling you, well...
Again, we do not farm aura when we do stuff like this.
Bro, what are you doing?
That's so true, dude. Yo, Regis, freaking based. So true. So true, man. Just get off bro's stuff, man. Jesus Christ. Like, you are not farming aura. Only loser-ass, unemployed, freaking chronically online douches that are trying to grandstand somehow on someone who's got their life together aren't the ones going, yeah, you tell him. It's like, shut up. Oh my God. Like, we're all peers up in here. And this isn't looking good, by the way, because he's trying to call him a grifter. Well, Saint just literally, as we speak, I think he is still live. Yeah, there he is. I think he's currently still live. Yeah, we are literally live right now covering a 2015 gacha game that is completely gooner. That is so gooner, it's not even funny. So what are we doing? Rules for D and not for me? It's like, come on. Jesus Christ. Like, let's stop with this hypocritical stuff.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're revisiting a bit of a tender topic for the NTE player base. And that is, of course, the idea that the game has just sort of been plagiarizing other gachas since its whole goddamn release. And we all know from one of the most recent reveals of...
Oh man, they copied one move. Holy plagiarizing. Oh man. Bro, I know Genshin is looking at Wuwa going, they copied my whole flow. Word for word, bar for bar. Bro is spamming his this move like shooting in MKX. You know what? DM the greatest? That'd be me. I like to play Inferno Scorpion. I used to be on the back of the map just throwing stuff.
Zanko, their newest unit, right? Well, their kit is basically, it's got components that are a one-to-one rip from other gacha titles where you see her stealing Camellia's Forte Circuit, Ephemeral, and just performing that, even though her most...
So why are we trying to make this like the, oh my God, this is such a bad thing, bro? No one cares. No one gives a flying damn. If anything, for a lot of people, this was a positive because this is an Easter egg to a beloved character from a different game. We like Camellia. I like this move from Camellia. When I've seen Zanko do that, I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. Just like when I saw Karthethia doing Excalibur, newsflash, because Karthethia's ult is Excalibur, I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. So what are we talking about? Like, see, here's the thing, man. A lot of this performative rage just tells me y'all ain't even real fans. Like, y'all aren't even real anime fans. You're just these fake ass, just trying to use this as a means to grandstand and stuff. It's pathetic.
Motif has nothing to do with flowers. Look, she even like blooms into like petals too, just like her. There are no flowers anywhere else in her kit, by the way. It's just they put this in for fun. She actually uses a giant sword and like makes fire. Like Morton Axe Blade. So, like, she has flowers and fire.
No, like Excalibur. I know FGO players are looking at this right now going, they claiming our move. These guys tripping. They smoking.
It's just a bunch of components from other gacha games put into one unit because they thought a bunch of this shit looked cool and they've got no creativity of their own. And this is the thing. They've done it a bunch of times already. Obviously, the Cardathea ult over here with the same exact impact frame, 0-1-1. Then you got Fraxidus and Fraxinus. Fraxidus is the one on the left, by the way, and this is Fraxidus over here. So you got that taken as well. Then you got the whole Camellia Ephemeral thing down here for more fun. Now you got Glizzy Rider as well. And then, of course, Zero. The MC's basic attack chain just copy Zhang Liao's fuck.
Didn't we already see that Withering Waves has been doing the same with Tower of Fantasy? Like, where's that video?
Jinxis and Fionas with energy breathing dragons. And to be honest, I would have classified this as just an inspiration because of different angles, colors. Camellia, who this drama is really about, also had taken a lot of inspiration from another Tower of Fantasy character, Umi to be precise. As you can see, they share similar concepts, motifs, colors.
Wait a minute.
But
Wait-
despite that, I
wait
find
a
myself
minute.
much less annoyed at Wuthering Waves taking inspiration, in this case in comparison to Neverness to Everness. As you can also probably see, Umi and Camellia doesn't actually have any attacks that look 1-to-1. Of course, Camellia
Thank
probably
God.
took heavy inspiration from Umi, but saying
Wait, she's like Scar. She did the cards like Scar. Yo, ain't that Scar?
Camellia doesn't actually have any attacks that
She
look
did this
1-to-1.
dark dimension
Camellia
thing.
probably took heavy inspiration from
And look at that, she threw the cards and it's like, it kind of reminds me of Scar.
In my opinion. Just like comparing Mortenax's Blade or Cartetia to Zanko. On the contrary, Zanko, while taking inspiration from Camellia, takes on identical pose, which in my opinion and everything I mentioned in the first part of this video makes it much more worse in my eyes.
I'm gonna go ahead and say it. You ready? When I see this pose, all I see is, girl. That's all I see. You know it. I know it. We all know it. Because here's the thing. When Camellia did this pose, that's what we were all thinking. And when I see Zanko doing the same pose, she's actually a bigger Camellia. You know what I'm saying? I'm too busy ogling different things and not necessarily the fact that she copied Camellia. I'm just saying. Not gonna lie, Zanko did it better. And we all know why Zanko did it better. It's because she's a little better equipped. She's genetically more gifted. That's why. So yeah.
There is also very similar traversal mechanic that I'll...
Yeah, here we go. We have Shorekeeper too.
Which, to be honest, I will leave it up to you to judge. Because I don't know...
They took it from that.
But
They took
still,
it.
the most off-putting one would be Lance Phoenix attack and Changli's one.
And we still love Changli. Changli may have her best move, which I think was the Phoenix one. I freaking adore that one. Even though it's a direct copy from Tower of Fantasy, I still love Changli. And I still love Withering Waves. You know why? It's because I'm not a loser, beta, just annoying douchebag online trying to use the fact that a 2D anime girl has copied the move of another 2D anime girl. That's why. I'm not getting upset at something like that. If anything, they're just, hey, they did this cool thing these other guys did, based. That's it. That's it. So yeah, why isn't he showing those though? Hey, yo, Saints. Well, that's not the full picture. You, of all people, should know what it's like to be on the receiving end of people not showing the full picture. I got in trouble because people weren't looking at you as a person through the full picture. Because I was trying to show the full picture. It's like, what? You have to do better, man. God damn it.
In what's it called? Entire flow. He's got a robot arm. She's just got a regular arm. She just shoots ionic particles for some reason because I guess they needed to do that. You get what's happening over here, right? It's sort of like the rule of cool, or really like the rule of just stealing shit, right? Seems to be the main focus for these guys. And it's like, fuck it actually making sense in game. Let's just try to take as much shit as possible. And that's been the history of the game. But it turns out, ladies and gentlemen, that history goes back even further. And there's been a now deleted post from the Gaming Leaks and Rumors Reddit. We got access to a deleted post over here. And I'm starting to understand why it was deleted, because you can just
Why?
read the title and you'll probably find out why. Perfect World's investment firms research meeting leak about NTE. Poaching devs from Kuro Games. The Perfect World's Beijing Suzhou team civil war over release timings and analysis of competitors' gachas, censorship in Japan themed content, blah, blah, blah. but you can probably guess what the big one is over here. And the focus of our perusing of this article today, the poaching devs from Kuro Games side and that analysis over there. Because
obviously devs at Kuro Games are like a good commodity. Like they're good at their job. Like of course they're gonna try to poach. Yeah, that's Corpa. It's what they do. Pretty sure that was proven fake. Wait, is that the misinformation? Wait, that's even misinformation? Wait, was that the Kaido one? All right, this is the one that was supposedly deleted. Hold on. Perfect World's investments firms research meeting leak about neverness to everness, poaching devs from that is the one. That is the one. I think Kaido, our boy Kaido, has shown that this has been proven to be misinformation. I think it's view post activity, right? There he is. That's our ninja Kaido right here. NTE investor leak is fake and misinformation. The post was later deleted. There was a group of people posting misinformation. Not all the articles have been deleted from Reddit. Of course, from new accounts, LMAO. Of course, the biggest gacha grift in gacha Twitter will believe NTE shills, saying it's fake to protect AI games. Are we surprised? Forget your NTR creator. Posted by a new account that was created in August. Content is for reference only. The information is not guaranteed to be accurate. Next time, don't post without confirmation if this is real or not. True. I mean, if we are just talking about conspiracy theory here, why are we trying to use like pure conspiracy just to like doom post and go after a game's reputation like that? That's just bad. Saints will never double check anything he uses evidence for negative things on other games, but will call out other people for spreading misinformation on Wuwa. I mean, I'll be honest, at this point, I think even his chat is just letting him make the mistake, because I'm pretty sure they must be aware of this. Because I was aware of this. How the hell do you not know?
once you realize this, and then you see this sort of like all this other stuff, how successful were they at poaching to devs?
Okay, so basically we're using misinformation. The very thing Saint is known to hate and combat, he's doing that to attack NTE. The hypocrisy is reaching new levels, man. God damn. Source Reddit. I know, right? I know. I mean, Reddit can be a decent source as long as the person in the Reddit post has done their research, which, like Kaido shown, it's a new account. It had no upvotes, and it got deleted because there's no way to verify the validity of this information. They could be right, who knows? But right now, ain't no one hearing this, because I'll be honest, even if it was true, a lot of companies like to go after hot commodities. Poaching is a thing. Like, poaching is a part of Corpa. It is what it is. When I see that post, I just see real ribbon dancers. This is why I didn't notice any similarities until video started whining about it. Every similarity is likely based on some real life roots. You know what, Shadow Phoenix? You're onto something. I mean, we're not going to sit here and pretend that's the first woman we're going to see come down there with ropes and posing like that.
Because maybe they weren't as successful as they wanted with poaching the devs, did they just decide to copy the fucking game? Like, as much as they possibly fucking could without getting sued? Because that's kind of just what it feels like over here. And
well, maybe they've already succeeded in poaching and they got the people that were responsible for that stuff and they just did it over here too. That could be what's happening. See, we don't know. Like, we don't have any confirmation. So like, both me and him right now are talking out of our behind.
One last additional thing, Saint from the future over here, that's going to be covered in this video is, of course, the 50-50 in this game. Because as you probably could tell from that intro, good golly gee, they kind of just lied to everybody, didn't they? So let's go ahead.
What?
Let's get some of the context over here before we start diving into some of the specific details of this article. It's
They lied about the 50-50? What?
a long one, by the way. This comes from a recording
I think he was just tired on that
one.
one.
Meeting conducted by one of China's largest investment banks to assess whether or not to invest in Perfect World. So this is essentially like a conversation talking about the strategic sort of like benefits of acquiring or investing in Perfect World for a bank that has a shit ton of money. So Perfect World really wants investment from companies like this. However, it is not an internal Perfect World staff meeting.
Poaching happens everywhere and all the time. Even the devs themselves want to be poached by competitor companies if they get paid more. My man, Deathstroke Punk, preach. Jesus.
So it was shared in a WeChat group and a summary was posted on Chinese gaming forums, and the meeting dates back to January when Perfect World was preparing its third CBT and Enfield just came out. So this is like 7 months old. So naturally, a lot of the stuff that we're going to be seeing in here, it's going to be stuff that's already occurred But there are some other things that are confirmed as well. Some claims had been rumored, right? And are confirmed here, including the whole Beijing Suzhou team infighting that they have, the firing of their lead art director, and Perfect World poaching developers from Kuro Games. So this is the part over here that we're just going to skip over. It's about core optimization progress of the game.
Okay, I need to understand this correctly. So did some Kuro devs get laid off and then they grabbed them for themselves or something? Who the hell is Perfect World? It's something like Tencent. Ah, okay. So it's like a big investor company. Okay. So what the hell about them? Are they behind the Hada Studio or something? Because I think Hada Studio has Tencent behind it too. Perfect World is a publisher of NTE. Ah, okay. So it's a publisher of NTE. Okay. Okay. Some of the content may be speculative, and much of it comes from the 2 Third Bridge interviews. So some of the content is speculation. Okay. A global expert network and research firm that conducts paid interviews with industry insiders and C-suite executives for investors. Some claims had been rumored and are confirmed here, including Beijing Suzhou team infighting, firing of lead art director, and Perfect World poaching developers from Kuro Games. Okay, the Third Bridge interviews are linked here. It's behind the paywall, so if you have to access, you can check out more cool stuff there. So you're telling me you're trying to plug paid information? Wait, doesn't this mean that this is probably all fake just to get people to buy into their BS so that you can go and buy probably an AI generated interview based on the rumors that they themselves have created? I don't know, man. This looks a little sussy. That's just me, though.
It's going to be stuff that's already occurred, but there are some other things that are confirmed as well. Some claims had been rumored, right? And are confirmed here, including the whole Beijing Suzhou team infighting that they have, the firing of their lead art director, and Perfect World poaching developers from Kuro Games. So this is the part over here that we're just going to skip over. It's about core optimization progress of the game. I don't think this matters at all because the game already fucking came out. This is like stuff about adjusting the combat. I don't think any of this stuff matters too much. However, there's this part that I wanted to focus on. The team urgently recruited core members of Kuro Games' combat team.
That's just smart. Like, that's just smart. Like, am I nuts? Have you seen Wuthering Waves combat? If I'm making a video game, I'm hiring them ninjas. I'm hiring them boys. I'm hiring them girls. Y'all are on my team. I need y'all to do what y'all doing over there. Yeah, I need me some of that. That's just smart business. Like, am I nuts?
In the January 2026 version, they optimized issues including combat animation stiffness, running animations, camera work, and overall dynamism. Player reception improved somewhat, but combat depth and enemy interaction remain insufficient. So, a lot of people have described NTE's combat as like Wuwa's but worse.
That one got nuked from Reddit, already apparently because of misinfo or something like that. Not too deep in there, just saw it recently. I know, man, I know. We're just digging up literal misinformation to try and keep attacking the game. The very person that his whole genesis is defending a game from misinformation and just blatant hatred. Man. Wuwa's combat is copied from PGR, which is copied from Nier Automata. All right, we just have a copyception up in this here, man. Jesus Christ. Everybody's copying everybody. What's original anymore?
Does this explain why? It really just feels like Wuwa's but worse. Like Temu version of Wuwa combat. That's just what it feels like. Man, makes a ton of sense though, right? Doesn't it? Makes a ton of fucking sense. Now,
I'll be honest, considering especially 999 nights. I've been playing like I'm switching a lot of characters. It feels very flashy, actually. It's very fast than when I first started playing it. Because now I'm learning the game a little better. It's actually pretty fast. It feels almost the same as Wuwa. Wuwa is a little more flashier in its approach. Because you have characters jumping a lot and doing a lot of cool stuff.
they have like all this stuff over here about like Unreal Engine and like frames. Like, so shit like this is like kind of what tells me that this stuff is likely real, not like a fake leak, because it gets too much into like the actual like nitty gritty shit people aren't gonna fucking care about, but like the investment banks will. You get why I'm trusting this article now, right? It's getting into like the nitty gritty details, but I know half of you guys don't give a fuck about this, so that's why we're skipping it. Now we got stuff about the graphics.
Just AI generate that stuff. Like, are we sure that?
But I know half of you guys don't give a fuck about this, so that's why we're skipping it. Now, we got stuff about the graphics. again, I don't think this matters that much. Hopefully you guys understand why I'm skipping through parts of this article over here, because it's long as shit. And of course, it's a lot of technical jargon. Not really like jargon. You'll understand if you understand computers and games in general.
Yeah.
But who cares about this shit? But now, this is the stuff that gets really interesting over here. And this is going to be the talk about Japan and Chinese-Japan relationships. This should probably relate back to Playing Arcadia, Wuthering Waves 2.8, a bunch of other updates that occurred during like the end of last year and the start of this year. I think this just lends even more credence to the accuracy of what's going on over here, right? Japan accounted for an exceptionally large share of revenue, including substantial revenue potential in the market. Deteriorating China-Japan relations are considered a potential risk. The team is currently paying close attention to public sentiment and is closely monitoring market development. You get what's going on over there, right? But now, the Korean market. It's another major focus. They've had some success before, but I don't think that they're actually that. Yeah, I think this game has too many mini games, and there's not enough of an actual game for it to succeed in the Korean market. Yeah, I think this game failed in Korea, because, like, I don't know how, like, just think about, like, the games Koreans play and, like, grind and want to be good at, and then think about NTE. Like, oh, I'm fishing and delivering. Anyways, and now we got Europe and North America. And
I don't think I even hear about Koreans playing gacha games. Am I crazy for that? Do they even? Like, I typically hear about Japan, CN, and Global. I rarely hear about Koreans. Koreans, you hear about freaking League of Legends. Yeah, they grind shitty Korean MMOs instead. Yeah? Ask Fob, he's Korean. I don't know. Koreans love their MOBA, apparently. But I don't know. I feel like Korean in general, I think as gamers, they just don't necessarily care about gacha games as a concept.
As we all know, NTE has completely failed in North America. NTE has completely bombed in NA to the point where, like, the game doesn't, like, even exist on global. It's actually hilarious. It's also a week delayed on global, so maybe we'll hear some of the reasoning behind that. So players in Europe...
I don't know. Like, the other day, I was in just Play Store. I was just downloading some apps. That stuff had, like, 4 stars and stuff. Like, the game feels like it's well received. It's doing good on the Play Store. Like, it's cool. Like, it's just chilling. Like, is it like that much? Well, I'm in Europe, so like I'm not too sure how it is on NA. I think considering what I'm seeing online, I think a lot of people in NA are actually enjoying NTE. Look at the part on Europe and NA; it's nothing but good things. That's what I'm seeing. This man is trying to paint a different picture. Right. He's using his E. Yeah. He's using his E. My bad. NTE gets the same Twitch viewer amount as WUWA, so Saint is lying saying it's not popular. I wouldn't say it's as popular as WUWA. But I think you mean on YouTube. If you're talking about YouTube, yeah, I think NTE, especially for certain creators, it's doing pretty good. Yeah, it's doing pretty good, man. At least for me. Well, I'm a small CC, so maybe I'm not the best example. But my NTE videos get the same amount of views as my WUWA ones. Which means that at least for a good part, you know, people want to see what's happening with NTE.
And as we all know, NTE has completely failed in North America. NTE has completely bombed in NA to the point where, like, the game doesn't, like, even exist on global. It's actually hilarious.
Okay, I would argue global is mainly uses Steam, right? Steam uses is being used more in global, right? It's doing totally fine, dude. It's like almost a third of WUWA's current active players. And right now, I think there's a maintenance, I think, for NTE coming very soon. So like a lot of players have stopped playing because they're waiting for the maintenance, because they're like, okay, I've done my dailies. I can't stick around NTE for too long. Might as well log in early. So that way I'll do what I need to do. So that way I'm ready. But the 24-hour peak is 5K, and 24-hour peak for WUWA is 15K. Therefore, NTE has a third of active players within Steam. I don't know about you, but that tells me it's not dead. It's doing okay. I think it's just doing okay. It's doing fine. Like, it's not the best thing out there, nor is it really trying to be. I think the game is just doing fine. Like, it's a good game. It's not the best, not the greatest, but it's a damn good game. Like, damn.
It's also a week delayed on global, so maybe we'll hear some of the reasoning behind that. So players in Europe and North America have a high acceptance of combining anime...
NTE is doing fine. What about the NTE real-life conventions? All the NTE conventions in the US, China, Japan, with all the accessory and real-life porches, 918, etc. I'm not too sure how well those do, so I can't necessarily speak on them. It just says the scale of NTE. Well, technically, it's the company sponsoring that stuff, so it's hard to judge.
style games with open world gameplay. Yes, because WoWa, Genshin, so on and so forth, very popular in NA. Western players are accustomed to it. So basically, this is them expecting to succeed.
Where does it say it failed in NA? It mentions that specific regions in Europe had a good reception for the game. I have no idea where he's saying this. I think it is the article trying to say that. Europe and North America understanding market demand. Players in Europe and America have a high acceptance of combining anime style games with, and the current test has performed above expectations. I think this is a positive. Like, this is just good. Like, I don't know what he's trying to say.
Games with open world gameplay. Yes, because WoWa, Genshin, so on and so forth, very popular in NA. Western players are accustomed to it. So basically, this is them expecting to succeed really well, right?
Yeah.
It's considered a high-quality market, with revenue potentially exceeding the game's performance in these regions during the Tower Fantasy era. They blew it. This is basically like the investment firms believe this game had a chance in North America, and they fucking blew it. So I think the game, because they had such a high premise and a high promise over here, it's been a complete fucking failure in actuality. Now they got LATAM. Yeah, they don't fucking know. Yeah, they don't know. They got no clue. It's short because they don't fucking know. And now they got Southeast Asia, our sea men, the sea mans out there. It's a potential breakout market, and revenue could potentially reach a significant proportion of domestic, but it's neutral to pessimistic. Yeah, the poor reputation left by Tower Fantasy. So basically, the sins of TOF are...
Oh yeah, that'll do it.
Game and see. It's funny to see the sort of like takeaways, right? It's funny to see the takeaways that these people had in January, because they were completely right about some things and just off base on others. Just completely off about Korea and North America's reaction. Correct about Japan. But yeah, I don't think this game is that big in C, but I could be wrong. And now, this is where stuff is going to get really interesting. They've got like a disagreement over release timing. I don't really fucking care. Apparently, these two guys, like, this is the reason why Global's like delayed a week. Basically, CN is pissed about how this game is being run. And I think the best way for us to describe how pissed CN is like comments like this are becoming like the main sort of takeaway for a lot of people. They're viewing CN as a literal beta test for all of the other versions.
Yeah.
This is a video in CN talking about the latest update, 35 plus bugs. Yeah, it's a 3-minute video talking about 35 plus bugs. This guy was mad. Read the NTE latest post comments. There's a bunch of CN players hating. Yeah, so it's like they like NTR'd one of the characters too. Yeah, so like now they're making him the cuck. Yeah, they're making Zero the cuck in all the different arts. That's why he's looking like, that's why he out here be looking like that. Yeah, it's not a good look. Yeah, everyone's just pissed right now at this game. Everyone's just pissed.
Who's everyone? Who is everyone? Who's we? What?
Right now at this game. But you can kind of guess what's happening, right? The Chinese version comes out.
The loud minority? I know.
Get all this fucked up shit.
What was even his points? I have no idea. I think he pulled out the post trying to find something more damning, and it didn't really jump out. Yeah, even I didn't know what the hell he just showed. So it's like, anyway, let's just keep it pushing. Because I know he's trying right now. I think he just used his E, but it failed.
That's really the best way I could describe it. That's truly the best way I could describe it. And then it gets fixed, but they're getting the first iteration, and it's always fucked up. And this whole disagreement that they're having in here between these two teams, it's likely the reason for why. This game is a literal disaster. Bro, I think it feels like the management team of this game was vibe hired. Like fucking vibe hired, bro. Their interview process for CEO took like 2 minutes. Now, this is the part that's going to be really juicy, and this is the part you guys are really going to like. Okay. Competitor progress and competitive landscape. This is NTE's take on other gacha games, other games in the space, and how their project is going to compare, line up. You guys ready? Enfield has reportedly spent more than 1 billion on user acquisition, but its revenue performance is considered neutral to pessimistic.
It's same forgetting how many bugs there was in WoW when it came out, because that was not clean. Bro, Withering Waves was known as Boogering Waves when the game first launched. That was a meme around the time. And it was totally fine. Like, we just didn't care. Like, no one really cares. So now we're trying to, rules for thee and not for me. Again. Oh my god.
Its core-based building gameplay has failed to establish a viable second growth curve, so it does not pose a significant threat. Dude. Dude, imagine that you're getting clowned on by the makers of TOF. Bro, imagine, bro, the fucking TOF devs, bro. They're doing a fucking Fortnite dance all over your body, bro. How do you do that? Why are the TOF devs emoting on you? You're getting emoted on by Hottest Studios. Dude, this is embarrassing, but they're not wrong. Bro, they're just right. They're entirely correct. And what they're talking about over here is the insane marketing push that Enfield made to advertise the game like it.
Is it just me, or why would anyone get mad at this? Because it doesn't feel like it's our problem. You know what I mean? So look, if these devs are still keeping my game on and I'm just having fun with it, like who cares? Bro. Yeah, saying got that bro action. Bro. I think that's his ult voice line. That's when he ults. That's the voice line. He says, he goes, bro. Oh my god. The game Saints is sponsored for right now. Closed servers only for NA. You're kidding me. You're joking. Okay, what's the name of the game? Let's look it up. Dude, if that is the case, that's it. We're done. The global version of the action MMORPG Closers officially ended in June 24, 2026. Wait, are we sure it's the game? Are they about to close down and that's why they're just sponsoring people to try and save the game? A new publisher. Oh, so the game was bought by a new publisher, right? And they're sponsoring people. Yeah, that shit getting pumped out to EN as a last-ditch cash grab. Genesis was also sponsored. Okay, so they sponsored as many gacha gacha CCs as possible to try and, make as much from this NA release as possible. Okay, so basically we're sponsoring a dead game in NA while we're trying to, clown on NTE for... We don't even have the data to show whether or not it's doing actually that good in NA or not. But considering what we're seeing here, looks fine to me. Looks like a decent game to me. You know what? We should ask Google. What is the average active player on Steam for a game to be considered alive and well? Let's see. Okay, and an alive and well Steam game generally needs at least 1,000 to 5,000 concurrent players. This number ensures fast matchmaking, active communities, and steady developer support. However, the exact threshold depends heavily on whether the game is single-player, cooperative, or a large multiplayer game. Single-player and co-op games, 100 to 500 concurrent players. Mid-sized multiplayer and niche game, 1,000 to 5,000. Massive live service and competitive games, 20,000 to 100,000 plus. So yeah, I think even by Google and gaming metrics, the game is doing absolutely freaking fine. It's alive and well.
Was a fucking cure for cancer, bro. That's what they did. They paid.
So right now, what I just showed right now is basically us right now just chilling, and now we can just listen. Like right now, we're just gonna listen to Misinformation and see how they're gonna go about try to spin it as like dirt to be thrown at our wall. We're about to see. I bet you when that sponsor is over, Saint, no one is gonna touch it again like the other gacha game sponsors. He had it with their in for their money. Well, hold on. Let them sponsor us first, and then they can do that. Like, hold on now. We still want to see the 30 anime baddies while getting paid. That'd be nice, you know what I'm saying? Anyway. NTE Steam release was on 7th July, which is way later than its PC release, so most players are playing on its own launcher. True, like I'm just saying, like that's the only type of data we have access to. So yeah. Enfield sponsor bad. Heroes of History and Closers good. Oh yeah, of course. That's just the name of the game, man.
Person to play the game on.
Hey, look, I'll be honest. Again, like I'm not gonna hate Saint for game's game, man. Game's game. It is what it is. Bro's out here hustling.
Release, and they just pretended the game was good, and it was the biggest piece of shit the space has ever seen. Fell off faster, bro. It fell off faster. I'm trying to think of something that fell off faster than like bro. It was. Look,
bro.
How about instead of me making another analogy, we just take a look at the visuals? Yeah, I think the visuals are gonna. I think the visuals.
If he brings Twitch tracker, I think we're gonna have to call it a day.
They're gonna do a way better job than I can.
Yeah, like the dude from the Matrix.
Yeah. All right. Okay. I'll be honest, chat. I don't even know if I want to continue anymore. Dude, I don't know if I want to continue anymore. Anyway, we're gonna power through, chat. We're gonna try and power through. All right, bring up your shields. We're gonna have to tank through.
Yeah, nah. This is where the 1 billion came from. You can understand why it was so much money, right? Probably spend another billion here. We're just being entirely real. So that's the take for Enfield. Then you got Honor of Kings World. That game is like super Chinese, but it might be good. Then you got Roko Kingdom World. I don't know about this. If I haven't heard about it, it's probably dead. And now we got Ananta. Reportedly has a 2026 release target according to Ding Lei, but has only completed second closed internal test. If it is to release by the end of 2026, it would need to go through multiple additional rounds of testing. Based on the industry's normal development or testing cadence, this appears difficult to achieve. However, the team needs to watch out for its first public beta, potentially coinciding with this game's public launch. Woo. Yeah, no, they're scared of Ananta, but I think Ananta already killed this game. We'll see. We'll see. And now we got...
It doesn't have to kill the game. We're just gonna play both. Like, my nuts. Am I crazy? It's like, why would a game need to kill another game when I can just play both? Because, like, WoW and NTE are basically playing the same thing almost. So it's like, I just play both. Because why not? Because I can. You know that, right?
competitors such as Silver Palace and Honkai Nexus Anima. They are relatively low threats. I think Silver Palace is definitely a bigger threat for this game now than ever before, though. I think it's closer to release than these guys actually think. And now we got Jur Pamili and Varsapura. They're regarded as potential ones, but Former still has substantial content that needs to be reworked. And
is it true that Jur Pamili is no longer coming to Global? What the hell is that about? Still not confirmed date for Global? No, apparently they're just scrapping Global, which is just crazy to say, in my opinion. It's just they've announced no plans. Oh, man. So Asia is going to get it first, and then we're going to have to wait? Oh, boy. They don't have the budget? I guess them gooners dried up, huh?
Going in global. Okay, but as you can see over here, they've got a pretty good, accurate analysis of the competitive landscape. Then you got measures to reduce, you got measures to remove Japanese elements. I think we've already sort of like covered that. Character and art content upgrades, character modeling and monetization logic. Okay, so let's see some of the, I think this is probably some of the best shit ever over here. During the second beta, the character designs had numerous fundamental problems. The early character models had awkward, inconsistent style. They neither fully embraced a fan service sexualized direction, nor had an authentic anime aesthetic. People mocked them as Frankenstein mashups. So this,
and they called early, like, have you seen the Woo ones too? Like, yeah, it's part of the process. Have you seen Chicha? You know, the pyro girl with the gun, like at the start of the game. She looked atrocious in the early stages. It's like, what is this? Oh my God.
This is basically like their decision making over here to like make their units look better. Maybe it worked, maybe it didn't. I don't really know. But,
have you seen
I just
Zanko?
remember a clip from me back in the day saying
have you seen Hattori?
Like
oh, have you seen Hathor? Oh my God.
Had sticks shoved up their asses, and like they were standing with posture that was inhumanly straight. So yeah, it looks like they heard some of the feedback from there. Then you got some like art rendering and stuff.
What?
And now you got voice actors and IP collaboration. I'm skipping this because I don't think any of you guys give a fuck about physically based rendering and non-photorealistic rendering. Yeah, you guys don't care about that shit. Now you got voice actors and IPs. And I think like this is the part that's like really interesting because these guys have been like going for collabs, a shit ton of collabs and stuff before the game releases. They're focusing like more on things like specific voice actors and collabs and actually making the game good. Like, that's the vibe that I get from this, is that they were focusing more on making this game seem good and look good and have the prestige of looking good, as opposed to actually making it look good. So it's funny that they took shots at Arknight's Enfield, but they just kind of did the same fucking thing. You got
what? Huh? I'm confused. So, we made it look good, but it's not actually looking good. It's like someone, you know, doing their makeup but not wearing good clothing or something like that? Is that what he's trying to say? But how do you do that in a video game? Because I think NTE looks pretty good. Okay, it's a good looking game. It's obviously not at the level of Wuthering Waves, but it looks good. It's obviously a lot better than a lot of IPs we currently have in the space.
guys are beginning to sort of like notice what's going on over here, right? These guys are kind of like taking a bunch of like they're kind of like unserious. They're kind of like unserious about like anything regarding the actual game. There's not that much like stuff about like the game or the gameplay in here other than we just stole Woowa's developers. Remember, that's the big part. We just stole Woowa's combat team. But
So what? Like, so what? It's like, what? Welcome to the real world. Hi. Good to have you here. This is what happens outside of your bubble. What?
obviously not the whole team. Maybe you got like one guy that was an intern there.
Like a holy kudu batting, by the way. God damn. Stole. I know the man probably was just sitting there with an unsatisfying salary. They suggested something new. He was like, okay, hey, y'all got me. Who am I to say no to more money?
And that's why it doesn't feel good. It feels like they poached like an intern because the combat and the overall gameplay is the weakest part of this fucking game. And like they assume that.
No, the weakest part of the game is definitely cutscene polish. And we all know it. That's the weakest part of the game. Combat is fine. I think the combat is fine. Takes a little bit of getting used to because you can't trigger reactions all the time. And that can be annoying for people that come from Genshin Impact. That was annoying to me, to be honest. But other than that, you see you outro when you can. You learn how characters, should rotate just like in Withering Waves. It's basically the same old stuff. I would say it's simpler than Withering Waves. I feel like WoW has a little bit more complicated. And that's it. I like NTE's combat. It's very simple. It's so good to just do it while you have something in the background. That's probably what some of y'all ninjas are doing right now. And it's fun. It's good.
Like, I think this actually says a lot. This shows that Kuro Games has a level of prestige in, like, the game development space where simply saying that you have one of their ex-developers is like a chip on your shoulder. It's something
Hey,
that
Pixel Tree, how you
go
doing,
to
man?
investing firms with as a way for them to invest in your company. We have an ex-Kuro dev. But, like, obviously, maybe they, like, lied about how good that dev was because how's the game so fucked up? Or maybe they're a laid-off Kuro dev that got fired because they weren't good at their job. Whatever it is, bro. You can clearly see from all the stuff that's going on in this document over here, bro, they were more so focused on, like, their competitors than, like, it feels like they're more so focused on, like, their competitors and...
Of course they have to. It's called, what's it called? Market research. Yeah, you have to look at the competition. Like, were you born yesterday? When going at a business, you have to look at the target audience and, of course, competitors. Their pricing, the way they do business. Because those can be a true detriment to how you do business. It's like we're talking to a third grader. What the hell? Hey, yo, why are we all of a sudden debuffing our intellect of our knowledge of the world just to fit our narrative? Like, this is nuts. If I got an E33 dev, I'm the person in the fault. What in this do? I disagree with Wheel Combat being more complicated. Once you know the rotation, it's just a rotation spam. Ooh, I've noticed that. You just said it, Rondo Guard. You just went ahead and said it. I never dared to say it because I just started noticing it recently after 3 years. Because, I never really cared about. Even now, I don't even know what's the right rotation to do with Yang Yang and Soy Soy. Like, I don't even know what to do. Y'all should help me tomorrow because we're going to have to stream tomorrow for Zanko and stuff. And I want to do the Matrix thing. Especially with the new characters, they just move a lot and you don't need to do dodges, etc. Jesus Christ. Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure the same can apply to all gacha games because gacha games are supposed to be somewhat on the simple side because they're supposed to be a side game more than a main game. Companies hire people having experience in similar industry and similar project deadlines, and most of the time it's people working for their direct competitors. Exactly, because they're already proven commodity, which is just smart hiring. It's actually encouraged to move around jobs and corporations every few years. My man, Big Dumb Rock. So freaking true. If you know, you know.
Try to make themselves better than the competition in one way or the other.
Do you have a main game or just tourist everywhere? My main games are typically non-gachas, to be honest with you. They're not gachas. Witcher 3 is a main game. Mortal Kombat, Metal Gear Online. Those are like my big three. Other than that, I love my gachas. but I can't play them for more than 3 to 5 minutes a day unless there's like post game. So I can't really call them main games. Looks like Sane hasn't heard about the Call of Duty and Battlefield dev poaching, how COD laid off so many people and EA got them on Battlefield was born. Yeah, there it is, man. That's just the nature of the business. They also need to stand out in a market that is fairly saturated, and how NTE is it really gives the gacha industry a fresh and unique breeze, bringing in change. Exactly. I think, I'll be honest, man, I don't think we're praising 999 nights enough, man. I'll be honest, I had a lot of fun with that, because here's the thing. I want you to hear this, chat, because I've noticed it while I was playing it, and I feel like I don't think we heard the NTE devs. You ready for this one? You can level up characters by killing monsters. You farm XP through killing monsters. I don't think y'all heard me. You get XP and level up your units by farming and killing monsters. You don't have to wait days. You don't have to get a bunch of books to level them. You actually kill monsters to level up your units. And not only that, you do not have to use some stamina to farm loot and to farm gear. You can roam around the map, kill monsters, and hope that they give you the drop you want. Like a classic MMO. In a gacha game. Madness. I know! It's so crazy. In a gacha game? That is insane. I'll be honest, I was playing 999 nights. And I found myself like farming XP because like they told me to get the 5 poles, I have to make Shinku level 60. And so I'm out here farming XP, and then it dawned on me, wait a minute. I'm not farming books. I'm not locked to stamina or something. I'm actually killing monsters to level up my unit. Wait a minute. That's what I used to do when I was a kid. When I was playing MMOs. Oh, snap. God damn, that's crazy. In a gacha game? What the hell? It definitely felt like a game within a game. Oh, so good. And the skins you get is crazy. Oh, dude, I'll be honest. I was so mad. Like, don't even get me started on the fact that 999 nights get all the cool armor and skin and coloring, and the main game doesn't. Like, how the hell does a sub-game within your game mogs the main game? Like, seriously. How the hell did y'all do it? Am I tripping? 999 nights is mogging the main game. Was that Eric Cartman saying that? You know, Sly Fix caught. You got me, bro. You got me. 999 nights mogs the millionth photo event in other games. Oh, bro, if I see another photo event in WoWa, I'm about to crash out. Now I'm finna crash out. Scales of the Past is starting to get on my goddamn nerves.
As opposed to actually making a good game. And I think this monetization system over here, I really want to see this. I really want to see this. The game has completely abandoned MiHoYo's banner pooler model and will use what is described as a more player-friendly gacha system.
Do you stream other games other than gacha? Not yet. That could change in the future, but for now, we're just in the gacha.
Feature characters will not lose the 50-50, true. The character drop rate is roughly half that of the MiHoYo system, then reduced by another 25%.
Wait, this is it.
And we'll use what is just want to see this. I really want to see this. The game has completely abandoned MiHoYo's banner pooler model and will use what is described as a more player-friendly gacha system. Feature characters will not lose the 50-50, true. The character drop rate is roughly half that of the MiHoYo system, then reduced by another 25%.
Yeah.
Wait, did they just openly admit it's a fake 50-50? The character drop rate is roughly half that of MiHoYo's system. So is this them just saying they're giving out no pulls? This might mean that their like pull rate is going to be half that of other games. So you have no 50-50, but you have half the number of pulls. That's what I read this as. So this is like their long-term vision for the game, I guess. It makes...
What? And reduced by another 25% compared with Withering Wave's system. Because we're talking about the character drop rate. That is simply wrong? Yeah, it is simply wrong. This doesn't make any sense. And we're trying to make pieces of a puzzle that don't exist. The drop rate in NTE is 1%. I think so. Because I think right now, the highest, early the highest chance of getting an early in these gacha games, I think, goes to NTE right now. We need to look up chances in the games like 0.8. Okay, you know what? We can just Google that. What are the chances of getting an early 5-star in Genshin Impact, Wuthering Waves, and Neverness? Everness. All right, here we go. Okay, so Genshin Impact 0.6 per witch, Wuthering Waves 0.8, NTE roughly 0.99 to 188. That's what they were talking about. Yeah, this is what they were talking about. They're talking about the early, because if we're going 188, it's almost triple actually. God damn. Well, yeah, I think it's like almost triple. Like, I don't even know why they said double. Maybe because this was old, maybe they just thought about it again. They was like, you know what, screw it. Let's just make it 2%. 9.9% per tempo. Yeah, exactly. Wuwa is 65. Well, when you compare this one with these, it makes sense that it's 25% because, yeah, Wuwa is already... you have a higher chance at an early in Wuwa than in Genshin Impact. I think it's 3% S from Gold Chest. True, and there's also the casino, where if you land on the chest, if you land on specific parts of the board, you have an even higher chance of triggering getting an early. So it's full lying. I don't know if we're lying here, but I don't know what the hell we're talking about. Maybe he misunderstood.
By another 25%.
And let's see if he figures it out too. Because I think that's what they were talking about.
Admit it's a fake 50-50. The character drop rate is roughly half that of miHoYo's system. So is this them just saying they're giving out no pulls? This might mean that their like pull rate is going to be half that of other games.
We're just making shit up. How the flip did you even understand that? Like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, you're just trying to find problems. Like, bro, this is like that crazy girlfriend you have that's like so crazy. She can't find any proof of what she thinks is true, and she just starts finding pieces of a puzzle that doesn't even exist. Like, what are we talking about?
So you have no 50-50, but you have half the number of pulls. That's what I read this as. So this is like their long-term vision for the game, I guess. It makes sense though, right? Get your money one way or another. So it seems like they're saying it's got like...
We gotta give Saints credit when credit is due. He understands business is business. W saying on that one. Hey, look, you know me, man. I respect the hustle. I may not like it. I may not encourage it, but I can still respect it.
Oh my gosh. Like, I don't know what this is supposed to mean. The character drop rate is roughly half that, then reduced by another 25%.
Okay, he'll figure it out. All right, so, you know, RAM is expensive nowadays, chat. He'll have to make do with the current RAM he has. He'll get it. He'll get it.
With miHoYo system. Maybe this is a mistranslation, but the way that
someone get Iono feet to get him some new RAM. You know, he needs faster processing speed.
This is that their strategy is having no 50-50.
Shouts out to Iono feet, man.
Really tone down on the number of pulls as the versions go by, so that, well, you basically get characters at the same rate as other games. One character every 3 months, aka a la Genshin. That's what I view this as. Maybe that's the truth. Maybe it's not. Maybe they changed their plans after seeing how badly the game is running right now. Maybe this was their original plan if the game did well. But because
you're just wrong. Like, you just didn't get it. It's fine. You know what? He just didn't get it, chat. He didn't get it. But thankfully, you got yours truly and the chat. It's not just me anymore, ladies and gentlemen. It's me and the chat. Say hi, chat. Let them know. Say hi. Over here, acting as the debunkers, as the correctors of misinformation and misunderstanding. You got us. We're here for you. At your service. At their service, chat. At their service.
Because it didn't, they decided to not clamp down on the polls. Maybe it's because they saw what happened to Arknight's Enfield. Right? Maybe it's because they saw that. Okay, I'm sorry.
The ungluers is crazy.
Sorry. What is wrong with
Oh,
the
man.
community? Why is it that I looked up Arknight's Enfield poll tracker and the first website I get is Goyfield? What's wrong
They called it Goyfield. Oh, man.
with you guys? Are you guys good? Like, are you guys good? I'm just, there's something wrong with this community, right? Like, y'all.
I'll be honest, based. Hey, base chat. I'll be real. WAKE community.
Y'all need. I was about to say y'all need Jesus, but like that would have been offensive. Anyways, players will be encouraged towards 1+1 or 2+1 investment levels. I'm not gonna lie, this don't look good, right? This don't look good.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Does this mean multiple dupes, brother? We gotta support gays with the 50-50, bro. Hey,
If he shows gotcha smack. If he shows gotcha smack, I swear to God. Because I think this is the part where he showed at the start of the video, so I think he will. Because I'm used to Saint's strategy. I know what's gonna come next. So I think this is the part where he showed the start of the video, so there's a good chance he's gonna show smack over here. He must. Yeah, I know the animation to this E, man. I know the animation. And like I said at the start of the video, one might argue, considering how they went about no 50-50, and we have enough pools where we can consider getting dupes, and considering the fact that dupes can be adaptable to what we want the character to do. I'll be real, I've never been so incentivized to get dupes in a gacha game like I am in NTE, man. And also, the casino be low-key addictive, man. God damn it. I just wanna keep rolling.
hey, if the game doesn't have a 50-50, we gotta support it. Yeah, they're surely not going to fuck over the players one way or another. So they're basically saying they want the average player to get a...
So like, what did he just say right now? Like, that doesn't even... It's like what he said earlier. The house always wins. It's like, of course they're gonna do some stuff because they're still a gacha company. Like, of course they're gonna do stuff like that. But we want them to meet us somewhere in the middle. Like, that's it. Like, we know what we're dealing with. But we're just gonna negate anything that's relatively positive and just harp on the negative because that's all we can do, apparently. Jesus. And so let's just negate it. Let's just, we should not support them anymore because they're still doing what gacha companies do. Well, one step at a time, man. One step at a time. Like right now, we got no 50-50s, and maybe later we could talk about, you know, the whole dupe mechanic, because I'll be real, if you ask me, it's a hot take. Dupes should not exist. Yep, I said it.
dupe on the character plus the weapon. Shinku is garbage without dupes. Zenko is garbage without dupes.
No. That's not what Zenko is. We'll give it to Shinku. Shinku is okay. I wouldn't say it's a bad character. She's okay without dupes, but that's not what you typically seek when you want to pull for a unit. Zanko is not the case. Zanko is a support for the character like Ramosa, just like Shakona is a support for Kartathea, just like freaking Phoebe is a support for Zani. It's stuff like that. Though, if you want her to have a different playstyle, you get dupes. You want to like who? Like a character like Chihuan in Withering Waves. He's a support, but if you get dupes, he becomes a DPS. Iono. I think Iono too, if I'm not mistaken, in Withering Waves. She's a bit of a sub DPS, but if you get dupes, she becomes a main DPS. One might even argue that even at E0, she can still be a main DPS, is what I heard. To be fair, Dev said the Zanko is main DPS. Well, she still can be. From the video I've seen, she still can be. You just have to put a little bit more investment on her. That's it. You have to get the weapon, if I'm not mistaken. She's main DPS with her weapon. There it is. There it is. And I'll be real, man. I think by far, NTE has had the easiest system to get weapon pulls I've ever seen. I have like 120 weapon pulls. I don't even know how I got them. They're just there. Like, they're just sitting there. I'm waiting for Zanko. Wish me to get her, please. Hey, can you... You got this.
Wait. So this is actually just... People can confirm this is actually like taking place. Like this is 100% happening. Recent releases like Shinku and Zenko.
NTE also gives a lot of 5-star weapons for free, 0.99. True. They do. You can get a lot for 99. That's right. I'll be like, honestly, chat, am I nuts? Like, for weapon pulls, like, you get a crap load of fawns They give you some in the monthly reset and everything. And in 80, you can just guarantee yourself the weapon. Like, it's super easy. And also, you get a crap load of 5 stars as you're trying to get to the signature. And I think you have a high chance of getting the signature too. Oh, cold subs! I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Oh my god. Hey, I appreciate the support today, Chad. It means a lot.
Gacha Smack back again. We gotta get Gacha Smack back up in here again. Hey, it's time for another feature, brother. Hey, it's time for another special. We gotta support the games, bro. We gotta support the games with no 50-50. Hey, let's hear it. Let's hear it. Let's hear it again, Gacha Smack. What do we gotta do about games that don't have the 50-50?
It's important you support these games because that's how you tell future developers we don't want 50-50s in our games.
But this is how NTE is literally supplying the fact that they have 50-50s.
I want us to remember that this is the same guy that's being sponsored by a game that's dead on EN, and he's just trying to revive itself. And it's like a 2015 game, and he's trying to like come at someone for like he's trying to like virtue signal on the fact that he's not taking any sponsorships of like any games that are not like to player standards, right? Because this is so bad, you should not encourage it, right? While we over here sponsoring Facebook games and dead games. It's not a good look, Saint. It's not a good look.
Your characters are dog shit unless you get a dupe for them plus their weapon. At
least I don't lose to Ling Yang. Dude, if I'm to lose to Encore again, that's it. Evil has won.
Because without one, you need to stand still for 5 seconds doing nothing, just dodging to use your kit. And with the dupe, you don't have to stand still for 5 seconds just dodging to use your kit. Oh, okay. So, yeah, they're really heavily encouraging this. So basically, the NTE characters feel like shit without having S1R1, like HSR. Dog shit without...
Who lied to you? Who lied to you? This applies to Shinku only. And I'm pretty sure if we look at the history of gacha games, you typically see characters like these. They really like their E1. Something like Mornier, for example. Like, Mornier becomes super insane with her E1. Shorekeeper at E2 is freaking nuts. Like, you see this a lot. And Shinku is the same. Like, Shinku is a good DPS. She just becomes holy moly with E2. Like, what? Who stands around Shinku for 5 seconds every rotation? I know. Like, no one wants to do that. Shinku is fine too. The weight mechanism is the only L. Exactly. SSR, I could clear most endgame with E0. I think we've all been clearing with E0 for the longest time. NTE earns money from scanning vehicles like Porsche. They don't even need to sell characters dupes for money as of now. No, it's a bonus, and I'm pretty sure they do. But it's like it's not mandatory for people to like need to get them. But they still make them somewhat valuable, just like all gacha games, including Withering Waves.
Out dupes. That's their 2 most recent releases, and this guy is saying you need to support this company because they...
Look at him trying to grandstand on Smack. This is not a good look, my man. This is not a good look. Just see, regardless of everything, I feel like I've never really insulted Saint. I've never really, tried to make him to be a bad person or a bad creator, or like try to character assassinate him. Like, we tackle exactly what's being said, but he keeps doing the same thing of trying to demonize people, peers, within the space. It's like, why? This is just an aura loss moment. Like, no one is applauding this besides beta-ass, cuck losers like to sit in the goddamn corner while you're plowing their fictional baddie. It's super pathetic. It's just super bad. That's the only type of people applauding this. Like, it's just a no-no. Like, just stop. Like, we're trying to be professionals out here, for crying out loud.
You don't have a 50-50. You just need the dupe of a character and their weapon for them to properly function. S1 is the default.
No, that's just straight up misinformation. No.
Okay, great. I see why there's no 50-50 in this game. You just need to pull 2 copies of every character on this.
No, you don't.
For weapons. 5-star weapons can be obtained through 3 events, blah, blah, we all know that. 5.5 star signature weapons will have moderate strength and will not force players to pull for them. Okay, that's a little bit contradictory, but...
7.5 star signature weapons will have moderate strength and will not force players to pull for them. Okay.
I don't think that's the case right now. This is intended to discourage players from hoarding resources.
No, I got chaos and I just slapped a standard thing on them and it's totally fine. They went the Wuthering Waves route where you still have standard options that work with your premium units, which is just good.
Infinitely. Constellation dupe design will be optimized, increasing the value of C1 and C2. Oh, so I see. So this is what they're doing. Basically putting the character's kit behind one of their nodes, so you have to pull them.
You know, we can just choose which one we unlock.
Ah, okay.
It's important you support these games.
This is just like, what is even this? Like, bro, just also Smack, I'm sorry for the pause frame. You look crazy, bro. Smack looking crazy in this pause frame. He's like, ah! Oh man. By the way, chat, grown ass people, man. Grown ass people.
Games, because that's how you tell future developers we don't want 50/50s in our games.
Yeah, this system sounds better. You're right, Griftasmack. You're right, Griftasmack. This system sounds a lot better. And remember, this is from the devs themselves.
Chat, type 1 if you think someone gains aura when they call someone like a name like Gotcha, like a Griftasmack, Clown, Tontaz, I don't know what else. I can't think of anything on top of my head. Type 2 if you're like, you think that's a generational aura loss and that person is probably in middle school. Be honest, chat. Be honest. Do you think that's an aura farm? Type 1. If you think that's just a... Oh God. Type 2. Beta high school behavior? Thank you. Thank you. It's because it's like, dude, when... Like, this is just an aura loss. Griftasmack? Really? Bro, you have a mustache and a goatee. Like, you're a grown man. Jesus.
During a fucking investor meeting. And they have actually...
I get we're over here playing 2D anime games made for teenagers, but it's like, can we still act like a bit adult-like? We'd appreciate it.
Actually followed through on this. So, like, you can't even...
Some maturity, please.
They're literally doing it. This is all factually confirmed happening in the game based off their 2 latest releases. This is some Joker shit, isn't it? It's some literal Joker shit. So according to an actual investor thesis...
I'll be real. The only Joker shit I've heard so far is you trying to say Griftasmack and thinking you just farmed aura. Like, that's just, hey, look. I'll be honest, man. That's the real Joker stuff. Like, that is just... Yikes. Ugh. Can we stop that, please? Like, we're peers.
NTE has no 50/50. 100% it doesn't. But they're making it so that players are heavily encouraged towards 1+1 or 2+1 investment levels, meaning you gotta get a dupe for them because they're making it so that their kit just doesn't function. That's C1 and C2. They're making it mandatory for the character to not feel like shit to play. And that's the cost of...
It's just Shinku. Everybody knows it's just Shinku, and that's why a lot of people skipped it, and rightfully so, because she got immediately mogged by Zanko, as Shinku was obviously supposed to be a waifu-based character, and the devs immediately responded by simply just mogging the hell out of her by probably the most anticipated waifu-based character in NTE's history. So
not having a 50/50. Not to mention the fact they're saying
he doesn't even play the game. How would he know? Bro, you don't even play the game anymore. True. You don't even play the game anymore. Like, you didn't even talk about the fact that you can choose which unlock you can activate in your characters. Like, why are you talking about some stuff like you don't even know about anymore? Like, we're just hating for the sake of hate farming. Like, I'll be honest, man. Like, we keep circling back to it. It's just business, man. Like, it's just business. Like, we're just over here farming because it's business. And again, hey, look, you gotta respect the hustle, but still gotta call out the behavior, though. We have all kinds of respect to people, but when it comes to the behavior, unfortunately, that's not something we should be encouraging within the space, because I feel like it comes at the cost of a lot of very good, normal people to not even want to associate with the space anymore because of antisocial behavior like this one.
over here about how the drop rate is roughly half of MiHoYo's system. And so why don't we listen to this guy once again?
It's important you support these games because that's how you tell.
What is this? What is this? What the fuck? Bro, what is this? Y'all didn't tell me I was pulling up to a middle schooler's, I don't know what the hell this is. This their graduation or something? The hell is going on? This is like the third damn time. Like, we are not farming aura out here with this type of bullshit.
We don't want 50/50s in our games.
Yeah, you're right. We want this system instead. Yeah, you need to get a dupe of the character because they really don't want you to hoard resources indefinitely. So they make S6 bad. They make C1 and C2 feel like must pulls. And so you got to get 2 copies of every character on each release. House always wins. And that's the cost of a 50/50. But
You're in gacha. This applies to all of them. He's in love with Smack. You're not telling me Smack is Asmongold and Saint is Hassan. That's not what y'all are painting, right? I know that's not what y'all are painting right now. That is not what y'all are painting. Please, let's not do that.
you'll have grifters like this telling you, well, just support them anyways. Isn't that amazing, bro? Isn't that amazing? That is their future plan for this game and its monetization system. And remember, this was
That's not their future plan. This was in the past, like months ago. The game released with some of this stuff not existing anymore. What are we even... what are we talking about?
speculation before, because this originally came out in January. But they have followed through on everything in here. They followed through on this. They're doing and they did 90% of the things that are in this monetization system section. And NTE players themselves will be able to tell you that. Oh boy.
Okay, hold on. Let me read the follow-up. Constellation dupes design will be optimized, increasing the value of C1 and C2 while weakening the impact of C6. You want to know who does this? Most gacha games, because they know a lot of more people are more open to the idea of getting 1 or 2 copies because it's cheaper for most power. And when they feel like the C6 isn't even worth it, they feel like the C1 and C2 is the smart buy, which is what most consumers want to do. That's just a business move that all the gachas, including Wuthering Waves, like to apply. That's just the way things are. This is intended to discourage players from hoarding resources indefinitely. Of course, you don't want people to just sit there not pulling. That's just not good for you. The game is giving up on the heavy spender segment in favor of increasing the proportion of monthly paying users, which is smart. This is just smart. They're going for a subscription base, and I feel like as a monthly pass, as a free-to-play plus, I'm very much more so rewarded due to the non-existence of the 50/50, because through it, I can get like a character and a half. I can guarantee myself a character and like half of the second character. If I get in earlier, I can get both characters in each patch. In each patch. With this, in a 50/50 system type of game, I can only attempt a 50/50 chance each patch. Think about that. The objective is to avoid revenue becoming concentrated among a small number of, I think, whales. Based? They're smart enough to realize that there is more money to be made, if not a lot of money to be made, from, free-to-play plus players. Or for free-to-plays to be encouraged to become free-to-play plus. That's just smart business. I don't know, like for a light spender like myself, this is good. I ain't doing monthly pass. Oh, you don't have to, and you can definitely still guarantee yourself a character per patch. Because what's the monthly pass? It's 20 pulls. That's what the monthly pass is. It's like 20 pulls. That's it. Not even, probably.
That are in this monetization system section. And NTE players themselves will be able to tell you that. Oh boy.
As NTE players looking at this, we have spoken. Most of the stuff he's saying, he has no idea what he's even talking about, because he simply doesn't play the game anymore, and he didn't even pay that much attention about the game, because he's not doing the same effort as he did with AKE.
All right, now that y'all like some overseas revenue breakdowns and outlook stuff like that, I guess this is the fucking thing. Somebody should go ahead and like double check these to see if they hit any of their marks. Personally, I don't fucking care, and I think they missed all of them. So like, I'm not gonna double.
Oh, we just think I just think they didn't do it because my algorithm says otherwise, because my algorithm is full of only a bunch of tribalistic dum-dums. Yippee.
Check it. We all know that the game isn't doing that well right now. It's getting ripped apart in CN. For fucking sure. Now there's...
What? It's number 3 in popularity in Bilibili. It's right here. By the time 1.3 came out, here it is. It's like number 3 in Bilibili. The game's doing great. Third only to Genshin Impact and Arknights, which are known to have like huge communities. Like they support the hell out of it. What? Like we're just making stuff up as we go.
There's like all this other stuff regarding like Outlook. This is all like forecasting. I think it's absolutely useless for us to take a look at some of this stuff. But what about the potential risks? Because I like this part. Mobile optimization. Player acceptance of paid open world functionality. There's uncertainty whether players will accept monetized open world functions. Oh, that sounds interesting. Oh, it sounds like a fun little plan for the future. Who knows? Maybe they'll monetize some of the stuff in the overworld real soon.
That's the gadgets, and you can just use fonts to get them. That's it. I'll be honest, was I not caught lacking in the porch because I didn't look at fonts by that time, I would have had the porch too.
They start getting a little bit desperate. Other thing to mention over here is that, again, this is an investor thesis sort of like report. There's no mention at all of anything regarding generative AI, any of that stuff in here. So, yeah, that was something that they hid from the banks as well. And guys, remember, this is how the game is doing in CN, via CN websites. They really don't like the whole NTR situation. They really don't like the NTR situation.
What? Where did we get this? This is like the complete opposite of what we've seen. To no one's surprise, NTE's main push Zanko plus multiple swimsuit skins debut only rank at 40 in CN sales chart. Cloud version isn't even on top 100. Alright, let's see. I have no idea what this is. So we have... I think these are different platforms because this says PC. Okay, so on PC, NTE is number 3. 4 is ZZZ. WUWA 5. So it's like the big gachas. It's the gachas we know and love. I don't know what platform this is, but we have NTE at number 10. 9 is actually PGR. I think that's Punishing Grey Raven. And Genshin Impact is number 2, and number 3 is Arknights, which I'm gonna assume this is mobile, maybe. It's something happening in the story, but I don't want to know before the patch. Oh, so there's story drama. Okay, well, I haven't heard anything about that. And the last part, we don't see any of the gacha games we know. So, is this the website that John Sema is showing? I don't know what site he's looking at. Arknight's PC client came out a while back, and CN just recently released in global also. Oh, NTE being third is much bigger than you think. Genshin had the most anticipated version of 7.0. So NTE being third there means their player base is established. Oh, 100%. 1,000,000%, dude. 100%. This is huge. You're totally right on that one. The story drama is nothing but a self-insert issue. Oh, so we have a bunch of, stuff. Do you not know John Semen? I'm not too familiar with his game. I know, he's out here hustling the tribalism hate, mainly focusing on the kudu, but business is business. Like, why would I hate him or anything like that? Okay, so I guess maybe there's just more misinformation here. Maybe? Oh, I don't know. Maybe because it has ad in it. Maybe it's the ads. Because I'm seeing all kinds of. Because look at this. This looks like a brand or something. I don't know. Because it has ad on it. Maybe he just screenshotted the performance of the ads in the store or something. I don't know. This is so weird. Like, this is not how this looks like. Because this has like this green ad thingy. And these don't have any of that. So anyway, I don't know. I guess we're going to take this information with just a huge grain of salt and go from there. Because we have conflicting information. I don't want to call John Sema just a complete liar.
They're pissed off, bro. They're not spending any money because of that. That's not a good look. And obviously, it's not a good look when your character that's also the plagiarist releases like that. Because now it looks like people aren't spending money because they think you're creative. You're you just copied other games. When in reality, they're not spending money because you NTR'd the players, but maybe it's a little bit of both. But the end result is that it looks like there is divine retribution hitting this company. It looks like an act of God is like smiting these retards off the planet, and the timing couldn't be better, especially after finding out that these guys are...
I want us to think about this for a second. Why? Like, why are you hating on a video game so much? Like, what kind of... Like, who... This is what a lot of people like to say, like, who hurt you? Like, what is this? Like, the why here doesn't make much sense besides performative for, you know, people that are just weird like that for the sake of grandstanding and gaining points online. Like, beyond that, like, I don't know.
Really just the most talentless hacks in the space. Truly. And I think after that article, it's even more obvious than ever how badly these guys blew it. Let me know what you all thought. Peace out.
Here's what a lot of people thought, man. That's not a good look. Meanwhile, other games with 50-50 still make characters incomplete without E2. Yikes. Right off the bat. Right off the bat, Chad. Right off the bat. And ain't that just the truth? Man. Isn't this his the same playbook for years? You just didn't see it until the last few months. Here's the thing. I know it. It's just that, again, I'm not attacking the character. I'm attacking the arguments. Like, the arguments at play are what's being attacked. And every time there's attempts at character assassination, I'm gonna call that out immediately. And I feel like that's just the right approach to have towards tackling content like this, because in the end of the day, we are talking about video games that sell anime girls. All right, let's back up for a second. I want us. Did you just hear this correctly? People are mad because they got NTR'd, maybe because they didn't get the romance they wanted with Zanko, and some people are mad about that. So it's like, let's just, okay, that's it, like that. I've always known this. It's just that, well, maybe not to this degree, but the fact still remains that a lot of people, in the way they went about responding to this stuff, was to an extreme that I simply do not agree with. And that's it. And so, yeah, here it is, man. I guess that's what we're on now. We're just digging up what was confirmed as misinformation and just baseless rumors. We're digging that up to try to create a hate piece, and we're just fabricating and making stuff up to go after NTE. Because there's now some degree of consensus of going against NTE when it comes to the small parts of kudu bots, right, in the Withering Waves community. And this is what we have. So, yeah, fun times. He stopped hiding comments after getting called out. Oh, so we were hiding comments too. Well, I'm not necessarily surprised. You gotta do what you gotta do, because your YouTube channel's comment must remain at least to a certain degree of respect. So business is business. I don't know if you're aware, but that article turned out to be fake news and was removed from everywhere. I know, the ringes. That's what we're saying. Imagine feeling NTR because you see a digital character as your girlfriend. Go outside. Well, that's kind of what these companies are all about. That was literally Dawei's pitch to investors when he was trying to get them to invest in their gacha games. So that's kind of what they're all about. And let's not ignore the fact that NTE has dating sim stuff to it. So they're obviously trying to capitalize on lonely guys. And that part of the community, they need to keep satisfied, or else they're very volatile if you were to get them emotional. And that's why I have an IRL wife and my digital 2D baddies win-win. Yo, Zach, freaking base W. She gets slapped. It's not even NTR. There's no NTR. That's it. That's what they're complaining about. She got slapped. Oh boy. Wow. People are just gonna... I feel like people just want to get mad nowadays. They're just actively looking for means to get mad. So yeah, that's what's happening. I guess we can cover the slap stuff as soon as it comes out, and we can talk about it. So yeah, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Like, subscribe if you haven't already. Be seeing you.